Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I am Samantha the Introvert. Today I want to give you my personal review on episode 1 of Kidnap. So without further ado, let's get into it. Okay, the episode starts off with us seeing Min being a stuntman. Now, this stunt job is just a part-time job for Min. Plus, he gets food on set as well because food people likes his presence. This is James, and James know Min little situation, which is that Min is not that rich. He is desperate for money, and James is Min's source of job with money. But this part-time job doesn't really pay much. So then James mentioned to Min about two job offers. One has to do with a pew pew and the other has to do with acting that pays very well. But it involves for Min to know English. So Min told James that he will take the English acting job and tries to study his lines. Min then went to the hospital because he got a message for him to collect the bill for him to pay. And the bill came out to be 400,000 baht. I hate it when it comes to bills. They quick to send you bills, but when you want help, they never show up. And I'm speaking for experience. Anyways, the reason Min has to pay for these bills is because of his sick brother who went through surgery, and also the main reason Min has to take up all these part-time jobs. Min has a lot of love for his brother because they only have each other. When getting home though, the sign on the gate basically says that it is on sale, but men find it hard to sell it. Now in my brain, the mathematics says that once a house is on a land, basically the house is not for sale, but the land is. But since the house is on the land, everything on the land is for sale. Anyways, another problem hits for Min. Apparently, he owes Loan Shark money. So not only he has to work for money for his brother, he really needs money to keep the house and pay off the loan shark. I'm surprised with all these bills, he actually has electricity. Remember when I said that Min and his brother, whose name is Min, only has each other? Well, that's because both their parents passed away, but we're not sure why or how. It's the next day, and while on his way for his audition, he bumped into Q, who is very important later on in the story. Anyways, they went their separate ways, but the piece of Q's sweater caught on Min's watch and it started to undo its design, and Q saw and went to him, but Q didn't address this very nicely, and they had an argument forcing the security to separate them. Because of that incident, it caused Min to be late for his audition, but when he went to the audition though, he didn't make it. And so he asked James about the other job, which involves the pew pew. Meanwhile, Q went and bought himself a whole new outfit. If you didn't know by now, Q is rich. Q then sees a news of a police chief getting a big news by arresting illegal men and finding bodies, but Q sees this, but he doesn't look very happy about this news. Then we see this woman who is also important for later. Anyways, the woman heard of the big news and went to visit the chief because apparently the men he arrested were her men, and she wants to bribe the chief a lot of money to release her men and to get rid of the evidence and not let anyone know of this illegal act. But the chief refused the money and told her he is doing his job and what is right. Devastated with that answer, she took back the money and left, but not before seeing the chief's son. Yes, Q is the chief's son. And also, Papang, my baby is in it. Boy, you in the evil side. You better be undercover cop. Q tries to tell his father that he hates the job that he has and it will get him in trouble or worse. But the police officer is so bound by law, he will never let this job go. Anyways, back to James and Min. James took Min to a Chinese restaurant, which then led them to an underground secret gambling area. Honestly, I thought that title would get a better character, a nicer character. I mean, his character is nice, but he's working for evil. Oh my god, and get this, the restaurant belongs to the same people who tries to bribe the police chief. Oh, by the way, Papang plays Sue. Okay, they collected the Pew Pew and they were tasked to kidnap Q. Remember, they visited Q father and made a deal with Q father, but Q father refused, so they went to a different plan, and that's to kidnap the son. Remember, Min already met Q, but it was not on nice terms. But either way, this is not a good thing. It's a risky job, and poor Min is not a criminal. He wants, well, he needs the money, but this is serious, and a real pew pew is involved. Wow, GMMTV definitely saving money because they using the actors' cars and other things. I mean, since car looks rich, why not? Anyways, both James and Min followed Q because they already know where he would be and that Q would be alone because he always been alone. But somehow Min is admiring Q a little too much at this point. Min went in to follow Q in a music store. Yes, Min alone because James decided that he wants ice cream. Anyways, it seems by looking at Q, Min seems like he has fallen for Q. When he got out, Min told James that he changed his mind on this job, but James basically told Min he can't leave. He took the job and he has to finish it to get the money. Now, they ended up following Q all day, then at a pub where they see Q drinking and getting drunk. Q then leaves the place and Min follows him, but Min tries not to let Q sees him because remember, Q already sees Min. Q, drunk himself, ended up buying all the roses the boy has and went back to the bar to give it all to all the customers. Q is definitely putting on a show, and that show got Min to like it. Anyways, Q left the place and Min is following him. Min is making sure Q is safe and not getting him drunk himself hurt, all while making sure that when he's kidnapping him, no one sees, and also Q doesn't see him. Then James came and knocked Q out cold. They took Q to an abandoned place. James then left to get the money for the kidnapping, and Min's job is to watch Q and make sure that he doesn't escape. Then James gives Min the pew pew. But when James left, immediately, yes, immediately as James left, Q managed to attack Min and got to see who his kidnapper is. By the way, Q is now sobered up. Min got Q to be silenced by pointing the pew pew at him and saying his line from his acting. It's the next day and James still's not back. Dang, how far is the money? During the wait, Q tries to make a deal with Min to let him go and he will not report Min, but Min didn't buy it. Q said he's thirsty, so Min tries to give Q some water so he can drink. And Q tries to grab the pew pew, but Min was too fast for him. Just then, Min got a call from James saying he got the order to unalive Q instead. I guess the people who hated that the Q father didn't take the bribe, so they decided to unalive Q. Min never wanted to do this job, but he thought about his life and how much the money could do so well for him. So Min ended up pulling the trigger, but Min did not unalive Q. He only made it seem that he did so he can get the money. Okay guys, that is the end of my review on episode 1 of Kidnap. Stay tuned for my review on episode 2. And as always, if you like my reviews, give them a thumbs up, subscribe, hit notification bell so you never miss any of my videos, and I will see you next time.